Uncle Joseneb. Life, prosperity, and good health to one and all. Queen Reverend Weecher here with Queen of Forces Healing Ministries. I am here to share some ideas for our transition from 2024 to 2025. We give thanks, we honor, give thanks to, and invoke the elemental forces to be with us, work through us, to bring healing to ourselves and all souls assigned to us to heal. May the force of healing be with us always, Ashe. So I wanted to share some ideas, and I want to start by saying this, of course, is not for those of us who say January 1st isn't a new year. If you're not honoring that, then that's perfectly fine. This is not a debate. Almost every year I post something about it, and somebody's got to come and say, the real new year isn't until spring. Well, you think? I'm saying we're going to be in the Gregorian year 2025. It doesn't matter that something else is true too. Something else can still be true. For me, the spring, that's the natural new year. We operate on this calendar. That's what, your pay schedule is operating on. So we can't act like we don't use a schedule. Anyway, so that's out of the way. I just wanted to share some thoughts, some ideas for those of us who may not have a ritual in place and want to do one, or just some ideas. So the idea, of course, when you transition out of an old cycle into a new one, is to release and cleanse. We know, or most of us would know, that spiritual hygiene is of the utmost importance anyway. And one of the most simple and talked about ways for cleansing is, of course, spiritual baths. And we should be doing those at least once a week. I think at minimum, if we can. Even if it's like pouring it over us in the shower if we don't have a bath or have some type of situation where soaking is difficult. And we should also shower before we soak. All right. So one of my favorite things to cleanse with is a lemon. I do not have a yellow lemon today, but of course I have a lime or limon verde. And in this lovely concoction that I have brewing here is made with orange peels. For me, anything in the citrus family is good for cutting and clearing, although the oranges, of course, are a little sweeter usually. They, of course, are also really good with like drawing the sweetness to you as well. But still, citrus is citrus. Grapefruit, of course, is another good one, more stringent like lemons and limes are. But I had oranges, and usually I keep my orange peels anyway and have them soaking in something, whether it be for cleaning in the house, in the kitchen, like whatever, or something I want to use in a spiritual bath or a spray or whatever. So this can be used for all of those things. So this is, of course, orange peels. This has white vinegar, of course, sea salt, ruta or rue, and some distilled water, some water as well. So again, that's the water, sea salt, the orange peels, the rue, and the vinegar. Okay, so odd number of ingredients. That was 5 if you count the water. Sometimes I don't see water as an ingredient per se, but just like as the foundation of a healing ritual. So anyway, that's what we have here. So again, this can be used in a bath, and if you make a bigger batch, of course, you could also like save some for a spray. You could spritz in your area around yourself, because rue, Aruta is very good for that cleansing and hex breaking, to remove negativity, invite positivity. A lot of people say it changes your fortune from bad to good. And this is like some dried flowers and stems from my root plant from the summer. And those are going to get boom, 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 crushed into a powder. And this would be very good for me for using maybe on a white candle or a green or a yellow candle when I'm doing a ritual just like this as well. You know, the powder, and just roll it on the candle. And this is some dry root from my plant this summer that I keep in a jar. And so that's what's in here. So Ruta is just, it's a wonderful plant. It's a wonderful plant. If you grow it in the South, make sure you have some garlic around and some other things to help deter those big fat caterpillars that love it so much. So if you want to use this as a bath or whatever you want to use it for, you know, you get everything in there. You wash your fruit very well first, preferably with some baking soda, scrub it with baking soda, and rinse it real well. You can also, of course, add vinegar to that. And then you're going to put everything in. I normally kind of pray as I go with each ingredient, also afterwards, and keep it and allow it to brew for at least an hour. So like if you see in this video you want to make this on New Year's Eve, the 31st, then try to let it sit for at least an hour. This is the 28th. This is being recorded December 28th. So this is going to brew for me for at least 48 hours before I use it. So not before Monday I plan to use it. All right. And if you make a bigger batch of it, you can just strain it and pour off of it what you want in your bath water, or you can just pour everything in there. Make sure you have a strainer at your on your tub so your drain won't get clogged. While you're taking your bath, you can light incense, a candle. Of course, I always recommend that you start with a white candle, and I didn't mention that first, but you start with a white candle. Of course, you say your prayers, however you begin your rituals, because these are ideas. I'm not doing like a whole full step-by-step ritual per se with you, but you can light your white candle. You know, of course, say you honor your ancestors and your spirit team. And I'm using here my Advent wreath from my Metaphysical Advent services. So there's 4 spaces. And for me, white candles, you will hear a lot of people say this, white candles are pretty much universal. And so if you have nothing else, get you a white candle. I suggest starting any ritual with a white candle. But for something like this, again, like the colors yellow and green with the citrus is also helpful. You can incorporate color therapy with that, with the meanings of the colors, even the chakras you want that it's aligning with, all of that stuff. But you can light each candle, see each candle as a direction, focus on releasing, because this is more so what this is about. We're releasing, cleansing ourselves, preparing ourselves to receive all the positive things that we want to in 2025. And it's so wonderful that we have the second full moon of December, which will be the last, not full moon. The new moon. This is the second new moon of December 2024 and the last new moon of 2024. And so it's an excellent opportunity to tap into that energy for what we want to plant seeds to grow. It's just awesome. You know, the universe is so wonderful and generous, and all of these beautiful energies are aligning for us. So we should take and make use of that. All right, metaphysicians, alchemists, you hear me? So we have the lemongrass incense. Here is some dried lemongrass that you could also use for a spiritual bath. And this is a lemon scented candle. Okay, again, that energy of cleansing and clearing, that astringent energy. If you have nothing else but salt and water, and call it good, and light your white candle. These are just ideas. Use what you have. That's the thing that we always need to remember. Like, it's great to have different things because everything has benefits and several uses for it. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. You use what you have. Salt and water is just so powerful in your prayers and intentions. So keep that in mind. If you would like, of course, you could do an altar during this time, and have your white candle lit, and maybe, the things that you're going to be using, because most of my stuff's probably stay here. I bless this, several times, and it's a good place to come and pray and journal, do journaling about the things that you're releasing, and then, after you've taken your bath, then you could start with what you want to bring in, attract, receive. And if you've already been doing that kind of stuff, great. You can still do it again. I feel like this energy is really good for all of this, and it's just wonderful. Now, of course, we have our handy dandy Florida water. That's another staple. So, of course, you're going to put this in your bath. You can also, just like with this, one of the options is to, put something in the spray bottle and mist. And here it is. This could refreshen your altar. Any space in your home. And since also we're coming up to the first of the month, we have to clean our threshold, do our salt and cinnamon, just wonderful. That cinnamon is going to be great to add cinnamon to your atmosphere when you're doing your journaling or affirmations for what you want to bring in. That cinnamon is so wonderful for that attracting energy. So as we step into a brand new year, a new cycle, again, this is our perfect time to cleanse our energy, release the old, and invite new, fresh, vibrant blessings into our lives. This spiritual cleansing and renewal ritual is something that can be very sacred for us, and that will help purify us, protect us, and refreshen our spirit. And, if you use a table or altar to set up and put your items on, it's a sacred space. And it's divine and it's pure. And this will allow us to help focus on what we're doing. And so we know that, again, the root of plant is good for cleansing and clearing. It's like our ally. It absorbs negativity and gets away from us and promotes healing that way. And we can always be grateful for who we are, what we have, as well as for the confidence and the strength to go ahead and release what no longer serves us. So our citrus fruits, they represent the freshness and vitality, again, that cutting and clearing energy as well. The water, of course, is for the cleansing agent. We make sure that when you're taking your baths, you close your eyes and you splash some of this on your face too. And reinvigorate ourselves spiritually and physically. And as we're sitting in our bath and in meditation, we affirm that we release the old and welcome the new with clarity and peace. With these flowers over here in these jars, these are different color flowers. And there's some roses in there and some bright yellow. There was an orange flower and a purple one. So I would suggest these flowers being used like after the new year comes in, or if you do this ritual like, on the 30th, and then, you want to go ahead and do your attracting on the 31st, start your attracting baths. I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, in reference to my personal tradition on New Year's Day, taking a bath is not ideal, okay? So anything that I've shared here, of course, there are ideas for you to, think about, pray about, if you would like to use them. And I do know that they will help you. And I pray that this ritual cleanse will renew your spirit and open the way for a year filled with love, abundance, and peace. Again, this is a sacred practice. And so remember, as you're moving through this, you just pray over each item. May the positive benefits be amplified in accordance to my highest and best good. And you just pray for whatever you're working with each item that you may put in a bowl. Of course, when you're doing your spiritual bath and you want to boil your water in a pot, and I don't have it right here with me, but I had gotten one to show you all, a little stocking cap. That's something that I have started doing sometimes. Is I go to the hair store or the beauty supply section of a store and get like some stocking caps, and gently cleanse them. And so when you're doing a spiritual bath, you can put your herbs in that, tie it up, and let it sit in the water, and then you don't have any mess to clean up. Really, you can just empty the stocking cap out depending on what kind of bath it is. You can reuse it depending. All right, for this, I say you could reuse it. So that is something helpful to do when you're working with herbs and spiritual baths. And enjoy yourself. Just really take some time for yourself. Again, your meditation with this. You could incorporate Psalms with this. Psalms 23, the classics. Psalms 91. The Lord's Prayer, just the rosary in general. Prayer for protection. Anything, any prayers that may be like a tradition in your family or your spiritual practice, I think are very, very, very good for things like this. And I also suggest when you're doing this bath for this particular time, if you could sleep in white, would be very helpful. Even cover your head in white if you can. And something else I have here that I haven't shown yet, and I forgot about it actually. This is some anointing oil that I have. And so you can anoint yourself too and pray over yourself as you're going to bed, or, of course, anytime. But when it comes to doing something, a ritual, something like this, very good to anoint yourself with some anointed oil, holy water, that kind of thing. Also, here is water, salt, and camphor. This is good to, add a splash in a spiritual cleansing. But now this is a little more deeper cleanse, I guess you could say. Not that this isn't great. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's just different, I guess. Camphor is different. You can still use it. You can mix it in with some of this if you would like. And this is good to put, in a spray too to freshen up areas, especially if like you have to go in a lot of public places or like, like the public transit or whatever. One of the things that, you can have in like those little mini spray bottles, you could just spritz yourself or your area as you're moving about. For those of us like me who are sensitive, lemon essential oil, peppermints, mint herbs are also good to incorporate this too. Spearmint, peppermint be a wonderful addition. And of course, many of us would be, burning some sage or yerba mate, palo santo, different things like that to cleanse our space, bringing in 2025. So, wow, this 20 something minutes or 20 minutes. So I hope that you have found some helpful information or suggestions in this video. I pray again that you are able to release any blockages known or unknown to your conscious mind. Let anything that has been holding you back be released from you and never be attracted to you again. May you call your power back from all directions of space and time. May you move forward in confidence, peace, understanding, joy. May you stand on business in 2025. May you be disciplined, focused, fulfilling your divine purpose with strength and confidence. May you be supported in fulfilling your purpose. May you be loved. May you feel loved. May you be protected. May you feel protected. May you be safe. May you feel safe. May your heart be balanced and light as a feather. May your mind be clear. May your pocketbooks be filled. May the force of healing be with you now and always. Ashe.